There's Capcom USA, but
That might be the
let's
one.
see.
Let me do that actually. So, uh,
Capcom USA.
we should be live. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to E3 here at JoyClicks. Today is a very light day. There have been other festivities throughout the day. However, the only one that seemed relevant to our interests that would probably be worthy of reacting to is today, Capcom. My name is Christian Buckley. I'm joined by Kevin Diaz. Kevin, how are you?
How we doing? What's going on? Is there a particular color that you want behind here? Behind these curtains. Is there a particular Capcom?
Capcom's your thing, dude. You got blue and yellow.
They already have a nice blue and yellow going. Yeah. They already have the prime colors.
Mm-hmm.
It's all good. There's the red. Was it red, green, blue? The primary colors? No, it's blue and yellow.
Yeah.
Somehow in that mixture, you get red somehow. I don't know how.
Yeah, isn't it
somehow
green and red for like television? Is that it?
Green, you get television. Wait.
Because you know how
like
the primary
not
colors
like the
for
cyan, right? Like
yeah, primary colors on the color wheel is different than primary colors in like broadcasting and like video cameras for your color combos.
Oh wait, okay, I remember. I do recall now. I'm remembering something deep in college. Yes, I remember. I remember that week.
Yeah, that was freshman year, man. That was year one.
Color. Yeah, color properties. Yes. I do recall something like that. Yes, TV broadcast is different, but I don't remember off the top of my head. But I'm sure the answer's out there, for sure. But yeah, man, I'm excited for Capcom. I did watch the indie showcase. Was it like 20 minutes? Like, am I tripping?
Yeah. So I had
I feel like I was watching it and then it was like over like that.
Yeah, I had a couple of the streams up today, just in the background. Like there was very early in the morning, there was the Halo Infinite multiplayer showcase. I watched that. I watched the Take-Two thing. That was just a panel. There was the Intellivision thing. Oh, first up, no, sorry. The first E3 event of today was Verizon.
Yes.
Kevin, did you know that now, finally, thanks to Verizon 5G, developers have no more shackles? They can do anything now because of Verizon 5G. They're free now. They can do whatever.
They've nailed it. You know, the last hurdle, is solving out, figuring out 5G. I think they do have I mean, to be like a little bit serious about it, I think there is something cool to say about like xCloud, right? And things like I guess remote play to a certain degree, but not really, because it's a whole different dynamic. But I guess there's I think they have a point somewhere, but it's not as widespread as what they might make it out to be in their like grand scheme, grand
sweeping. I understand you. I understand
how it'll revolutionize gaming. Grand scheme.
Mm-hmm.
Grand scheme. There
also,
we go. The grand scheme of things.
I'm not 100% sure. Does this seem like there's a delay on the call?
A little bit. Like I think like when I was talking to you, like here, okay. When I say red, you say blue. Okay. Red.
Blue.
Oh my god, it's a big delay.
All right.
Okay.
We can
I'm gonna try and
call.
maybe leave and come back. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just call him again. Hey, Chad, how we doing? Let me hide this call. Also, Owen Samurai, what's up? Welcome. I hope we're all excited for Capcom today. I'm certainly expecting big things, even though we know what to expect.
Okay. I want to do the same thing. Okay. When I say red, you say blue.
Okay.
Red.
Blue.
Okay, that's a little bit better.
Okay.
It was a solid like 10 seconds the first time.
Jeez. Okay. Also, I had streamer mode activated on Discord, so that could have been part of it also, but we're good now.
True.
Yeah, we got Owen, we got Samurai in the chat, Jack as well. Hype check on Capcom.
What are we feeling?
They've announced what we're gonna see. Like They laid it out there. There's room for surprises, you would hope, but like, I feel like we have a good expectation on what to expect today. You know.
So what exactly? Because I'm not too familiar with like what they've said that they're going to show. So let's start with a rundown on what they are going to show.
So
that's good to start.
Officially, when this was announced, they said they're going to have Monster Hunter Rise, which hype, great game. Monster Hunter Stories 2, that is the single player RPG that has a story to it. That's like the focus of that game. Like Rise has a story too, but it's about the hunting. This is like a turn-based RPG. Resident Evil Village. And there's one other one. It might be Phoenix Wright, or it could have been Reverse. I forget.
Okay.
So like I mean, I think the majority of the stuff here. Yeah. Okay. So it's Greatest Eternity, Monster Hunter Stories 2, Monster Hunter Rise, and Village. So, that is 3 Switch games and Village. You recently finished Village.
Yep.
We're kicking around the idea of expecting DLC, hoping for some cool stuff.
Yep.
Owen is saying in the chat, probably just Reverse multiplayer release date because we know that got pushed past launch. I'm sure we'll see an update on Reverse.
Yeah, I totally forgot it got delayed, but yeah, that's right. I definitely forgot about that. Okay.
Do you think that's the only thing we see out of Resident Evil Village, though?
I certainly hope not. I mean, you and Owen sold me on the prospect of like having a campaign where we see not Leon, excuse me, Chris Redfield's perspective.
Yes.
On the whole thing. Partially a very cool section when you play as him, very, very cool section. Number 2, I want to see more of his fit. Give me more angles. I mean, I'm down for that.
It's first person.
It's first person. It is first person, but maybe we'll get some cool, cutscenes. You know what I'm saying? I'd be down for that. But also, I mean, I'm gonna be real pie in the sky here. This is really probably not gonna happen. But RE4 remake, could we get a little something there? That would pique my interest.
So, here's the thing with that. We know it's coming. Like that was in the Capcom leaks. Right. However, it sounds like that's a 2023 game, and with how they have been recently about, hey, we're announcing a thing and it comes out within 12 months, right. I imagine we'll see. I think it feels like in my bones, RE4 remake is next year. I feel that's like a next E3 announcement.
Okay.
For like, hey, see you in January 23 or something like that. But,
right. Which definitely more realistic. I feel like you would know more than me. Obviously, I do not know. I'm not gonna act like I'm like been following every single leak or whatever. But I do remember when those leaks went out about Capcom and like all their plans for like the next 4 or 5 years, or whatever, got leaked essentially. But I would like to see it because a lot of people talk a lot of good things about RE4.
Yeah, it's really great. It's a great game.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely believe everyone. And it's just like, I mean, if there's a remake coming out, I'm more inclined to play the remake than the original, even though I probably should go back and play the OG.
Yeah, I like RE4 is interesting because I feel like it 95% holds up, and the only thing that was bothersome was absolutely the camera when you're not directly pointing somewhere. Like if you're not actively holding it right, it will snap back to over the shoulder, straight forward. So it does. If you want to look right and like examine something to the right of you, you got to keep holding right until you're done. If that makes sense.
Also, I'm gonna gas you up a little bit, Christian. I'm gonna link in the chat. You are now a leaker. Well, not a leaker, but now you're an insider for Guardians of the Galaxy. I put the article, written, of course, on ScreenRant.com. You can click that link below, in the chat, and Resident. Now you just have that title. You are the Guardians of the Galaxy insider. So I expect more inside information from you.
We'll try.
Absolutely.
Yeah, our own Jack Martin wrote up that nice little story about Guardians of the Galaxy. Everybody check it out. Owen also mentioned, Kevin, I'm sure you've heard about this, but Resident Evil Outrage. Have you heard of this title?
Outrage.
Yes.
No.
Outrage, I don't know if that's the official name or the code name, but Outrage is apparently a Switch exclusive Resident Evil game that's been in development for a while now, and it is heavily rumored to show up at E3. I don't know if that's a Capcom presentation event piece or a Nintendo one. If we look at partnerships though, a couple days ago Ubisoft just announced Mario & Rabbids as that's a Switch exclusive, so we could see them announce it here and get a refresher tomorrow. And I guess the previous Nintendo exclusive ones are like Revelations, which were more in line with the older games, where 7 went first person, 8 is first person. The remakes do this as well, but does the idea of a spin-off Resident Evil that's more in line with RE2 remake, RE3 remake, maybe not to the visual extent, but that type of game interest you after Village?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like to experience like an old Resident Evil game in like modern game context definitely interests me. You know what I'm saying, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And you said like it might be for Switch.
Yeah, so that's the rumor. It's an exclusive Switch title, which makes sense. Monster Hunter Rise is the RE engine running on Switch. That's an exclusive title. I played a good chunk of that game, and it runs pretty flawlessly, real smooth, looks great for the Switch. So I'm expecting something similar out of Resident Evil. Yeah,
I do wonder like how, or like if their even like main approach, and I imagine it has to be, right? Like their main approach like would be to, you know, still have the like horror elements in a Switch game. I wonder how you can do horror on a Switch, given like in like handheld mode, right? Like I'm not sure how scared you're gonna be playing a Switch, like you know, well, in that, right? So like I'm curious like if that's gonna still be a big part of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, that's the thing about the Revelations games, because the rumor is that this is also sort of in line with those. Like, Revelations is very similar to, most recently, we played Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, which was a PSP game adapting Metal Gear. Crisis Core also, mission-based, objective-based. To my knowledge, that's what Revelations is, so I could see this following suit, but, you know, the Switch is also a home console, so you can absolutely develop for that in mind, and then it's playing that type of Resident Evil on the go, where I think Revelations 2, because the original Revelations was a 3DS game, and Revelations 2 was not, so they were able to develop it more for like a home console environment. Gotcha. I imagine this will go more in that direction, that you can just play it handheld. But as
you know,
go ahead.
Sorry. I mean, oh, okay. I was gonna say, I'm like, we've been staring at the screen. Are they gonna do another 30-minute countdown? But it just started, so we're good.
We got the kickoff. In the final moments, for the Mega Man fans, I'll say I hope we get a Battle Network collection, because I love those games. And Capcom's been very good about doing Mega Man collections, and they're running out of series to do them of.
Welcome to the Capcom E3 Showcase. I'm your host, Rachel Querico, aka
I love the wood walls that are like not aligned perfectly. I love that look.
We'll hear from the Resident Evil Village team, share some news from the world of Monster
what's good, Jay
Hunter,
Shako?
and get the latest on Ace Attorney. Then we'll wrap up with some updates from our friends at Capcom Fighters. So what are we waiting for? Let's get started. Our first stop today, Resident Evil Village. The Resident Evil franchise continues to pioneer the latest and greatest in survival horror. The team has been blown away by the response
that red
to
jacket.
Resident
It's very
Evil Village, which launched last month.
Is that what Jill wears?
It brought the world another chapter in this decades-long story as the franchise celebrates its 25th anniversary this year. I'm honored to be able to introduce Tsuyoshi Kanda, producer on Resident Evil Village, with a special message for the fans.
Another time.
Bye-bye.
I need to play the other side of RE2 that I didn't get to play.
Oh, absolutely, you do.
I need to do that.
Where's Rose?
Also, chat, probably village spoilers in this presentation, I imagine.
Yeah.
Maybe not like the big thing at the end, but...
What a game.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, they are showing a lot.
Yeah, they're showing a lot of this game.
Granted, there's no context, but they show a lot right there.
Hi everyone, my name is Tsuyoshi Kanda, producer on Resident Evil Village. I wanted to take this opportunity to thank everyone who's played since we launched the game in May. We hope you're enjoying this new chapter in survival horror. As a reminder, everyone who purchases Resident Evil Village will gain free access to our online multiplayer title, Resident Evil Reverse, where players go head-to-head with their favorite Resident Evil heroes and bioweapons.
You can play as Hunk.
Now happy to
that's pretty cool.
That Resident Evil Reverse will go live next month across
Did
all supported platforms. So
Okay.
head into the fray to celebrate the Resident Evil 20.
Definitely that art style is still a choice, though. Still,
Yeah.
it's still a choice.
By popular demand.
Ooh. Ooh. Okay.
Okay, not...
Okay. Hey, I call that a W.
Thank you, Kanda-san, for that wonderful
I
update.
call that a W
Next
at the end of the
up,
day.
some long-awaited
I
news
doubt we
from
see
the
it this
world of
year.
Monster Hunter.
But...
No
Whether it's
shot.
adventuring alongside
No shot, but
monsters or
I call that a
battling them
W.
with friends, we've got something for you. First, let's dive
Chris
into the
campaign, dude.
brand new
It's gotta be.
story-based RPG entry to the series, Monster Hunter Stories 2: Wings of Ruin.
I heard good things about the first one. It was only on 3DS, though.
This was his fate. Red may have been strong and skilled, but against the awesome power of nature, he was merely a man. He never stood a chance.
All around, things just kept getting worse. But I heard that Guardian Ratha had survived and returned to Hekolu Island. I went there to see Red's old monster.
It is very strange seeing this RPG series where they have such love
Then,
and
of
like
course,
respect for the monsters, where
that's
I
when
have
I
30
met him.
hours of killing all of these things logged on my Switch.
You were given Red's kinship stone, and now a Rathalos egg.
Oh,
This
man.
is destiny.
Yeah, good point.
Like, it's cool. I like that they experiment with it because the monster designs are fantastic. So like,
Right.
Ray's Wing Ratha, the monster with the wings of ruin.
It's said that a beat of its wings can bring about waves of destruction.
Many people believe there's a connection between the strange happenings and the wings of ruin. The pits are
like if that was a Monster Hunter game, like a mainline one, and you saw those things, like good fucking luck, man. Like that is not an environment you want to be in.
Good luck.
What's this whole idea of forming kinship with monsters? How do you control them?
It's not about control. Monsters help riders of their own will. And the bonds between monsters.
Does this
and
have a date,
riders
or could we get a date
are
like right
just
now?
like
I think it has a
your
date.
bond with Tsukino.
It's sometime in July, I'm pretty sure.
What kind of power does Ratha really have?
Is that Yuri Lowenthal?
Why are all of these pits appearing? And who are those people who want to take Ratha for themselves? All I have
Maybe.
are questions.
Oh, it like almost
If there's
sounds like him
worry or
fully.
doubt in your voice, Ratha will become
It just might be.
anxious too. He needs to know that you will protect him no matter what.
The cat.
I can sense the flames of his life force weakening. The burden of such great power is too much for his body to bear.
A voice. Can you hear it?
Riders can bond with monsters. Surely you can groove with fellow humans.
They have the power of kinship. They're friends. They're monsties. Humans carry the
Monsties.
strength of everyone they meet. That makes them strong. My friends here taught me that. I believe in the strength of humanity.
Hell yeah. Dude, the Monster Hunter theme is so good. Especially when it kicks in the middle of a fight. Like when you're like 30 minutes into a hunt and then just like... It's good.
Nice.
It's very good.
If that was it, that was it.
That was, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Child version. Okay, cool. That's neat.
Nice.
That's neat. That's neat. Alright. Looking good.
I gotta hop back into Rise. Probably gonna do that tonight.
Do it, King. Do it. Oh, look at that. You get some cross content. Look at that. Okay.
Yeah, July 9th was the date they had out
Looks
there.
pretty epic, right? And how about that announcement? The canine companion Palamute from Monster Hunter Rise will be joining Monster Hunter Stories 2 as one of the new monsties in the first free title update coming soon after the game's release. You can get an early peek at the game with the Monster Hunter Stories 2 Wings of Ruin trial version starting on June 25th, which also carries your progress over to the full game release just a few weeks later on July 9th. That's not the only way to join the hunt. Millions of you made Monster Hunter Rise a huge success earlier this year, and we have even more content coming, including a new collaboration on the Rise. Let's find out
Capcom
more.
wins my best visual aesthetic conference layout.
This is a great presentation, I think, honestly.
Yeah.
Tell me we get a Resident Evil crossover.
This is for my fellow hunters.
Give me a Chris Redfield outfit. Okay, this one's been out there. They announced this one a while ago.
Rathalos is no blunt. Moon's blessing emerge. Get ready. I have a good feeling. What will it be? Moon's blessing emerge.
New quests.
We love leather legs. Yes, we do. It's a little sweaty, but we do.
Kamura is like my second home.
You think you can take on Rondine?
Nice.
Cool.
There has never been a better time to be a Monster Hunter fan. With all the new updates to Monster Hunter Rise and the launch of Monster Hunter Stories 2 this summer. We can't wait to hear about your own stories of adventure. Well, that's not the only thing Capcom
When's the
has in
Joy
store
Clicks
for
press
us this
conference,
July.
huh? I
Fans
bet
of Phoenix Wright will
we
have
could do
new
this.
chapters
We
to
could.
explore.
We could do
with the
something.
release of the great
I have a
Ace
big
Attorney
TV.
Chronicles.
You know, I
North
could throw
American
some
and
stuff up there.
European
You know,
future attorneys will finally be able to get their hands on the Great Ace Attorney Adventures.
Do you think
and the
that those
Great Ace Attorney
visuals are
2
actually on her
Resolve,
TV?
which were previously only available in Japan.
oh yeah. Oh wait.
You'll travel back in time
Okay,
to the
I don't
late
know.
19th century Japan and London.
Let me look at it from the side
Play
again.
as
Hold on.
Ryunosuke Naruhodo, Phoenix Wright's
I would say
ancestor in this
yes.
action-packed prequel.
I'm just
Now,
impressed
let's
you're on
learn
a
more about the
studio and there's
story.
no glare on that thing.
Yeah, you're right. That is impressive. You're right. That's very hard to do.
I missed all of these.
Welcome to
But
the
they seem
center
cool.
of the world. Great
Ace Attorney, right?
Yeah, Phoenix Wright.
London.
This country is incredible. I will become a lawyer.
This one's like a Sherlock Holmes time period one, I think.
So then,
They're like detective games, right? Where you're just solving them.
Yeah, you're like a lawyer and a detective, I think.
who are you? Herlock Sholmes. You must have heard of me.
We must solve this case, Naruhodo-san.
Let us engage in the art of deduction, Mr. Naruhodo. Well, what have we here?
Yeah, Jack is with us. The side of the TV did look a little sus.
Is now tantalizingly close.
The defense demands its right to a cross-examination.
Do you like detective sort of games?
I mean, I think the closest thing I've played to, I guess like Detroit, when you're playing as Connor, and that was really fun to like unravel it. And I guess like Batman, the little parts in there, but I haven't played like a dedicated, you know, detective game. I've just played detective things in other games, and I liked it a lot. Like those were some memorable times like I've had, like where it's like unraveling what happened in a given scenario. So
yeah, I mean,
I feel like there's something there. Yeah.
You gotta Vita, dude. Danganronpa 1 is really
People
good.
always talk about Danganronpa. Yeah, I know, bro. Yeah, a lot of people talk about that. Yeah, I should.
It's really good.
Mini escapades
I should.
where you
I
can
should.
take on the
I should
role
try
of
it
a
out.
defense attorney. Now, we all want to see some gameplay, right? Let's take a closer first look at two gameplay features new to the franchise in the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles: Dance of Deduction and Summation Examination.
Mind the spoilers.
Hello, I'm Jonathan, Capcom's
real
marketing
funny.
brand manager for the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles.
So this is the capital of Great Britain.
Where to?
The Supreme Court in Whitehall, if you wouldn't mind.
The Capcom team is thrilled to present two new gameplay features, Dance of Deduction and Summation Examination, coming to the Ace Attorney series.
I'm with you on one. Detroit's good. Not my game of the year that year, but very good. Very good. Like that a lot.
While investigating to prove your client's innocence, players will come across conspicuous situations that require further examination with the help of Ryunosuke's legal aid Susato and the brilliance of deduction from Detective Herlock. Herlock will proceed to present his logic and reasoning spectacular, a grandiose yet flawed series of conjectures.
I like the animation. It's fun.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's a collection of the like Phoenix Wright ones on Switch and PS4 for like $20, and there's like 3 of them in there.
Ryunosuke and Susato will then discuss to correct the flaws in Herlock's deduction.
Okay, that's neat.
At this point, players will be prompted to search for clues that help identify the errors in the detective's logic and reveal the truth to the mystery. As players present new evidence and observations, Herlock will amend his deductions based on the new information. Upon uncovering the truth, Ryunosuke and Herlock enter into a semi-metaphorical, semi-literal dance that brings them to the conclusion of the dance of deduction.
I fucking got his ass. Forgot him. The truth was there the whole time. Damn.
That's cool.
I especially like the element of like they throw it back at you and like they throw back your
in courtroom battles.
What you think is happening,
attempt to convince
you know,
6
and you gotta like
jurors of
yeah.
innocence of
I like
their
that one.
client.
That's cool.
Their progress will be displayed and represented.
See,
by
this
2
is much
scales
more
of
like the
justice,
Danganronpa
one
stuff
black,
because you have like a
representing
trial
guilty
after you do
verdict,
all this
and
evidence
one white
and
representing a
searching,
not
and you
guilty.
gotta convince people.
Interesting.
Summation, examination,
fail state
take
too.
the stand to face off against the jurors, all of whom provide explanations as to why they've reached their guilty verdict.
You'll have to identify conflicting statements and sway the jury in your favor. Examine each statement carefully and select 2 contradicting jurors to call out the flaws in their logic.
Objection!
Be ready to provide evidence from the court record to help prove the contradiction in their claims. When you successfully point out one of these contradictions among the jurors, you might just change their minds, too. With a slam of their fist, each juror you persuade will send a fiery ball towards the scales above and literally tip the scales of justice in your favor. Bring each contradiction to light and persuade the jury to help prove your client's innocence.
I almost had jury duty last year during lockdown, and I'd like to imagine that it's like this, but it's probably I probably don't get to throw a hurling fire.
Throw your votes into the fire.
We are very excited to get this game in the hands of both.
Hey, maybe they should reconsider. I think that might get some people in there. You know, I think people might not roll their eyes at jury duty that much. You know.
It already seems like I have
Yes,
a
it
bunch
will.
of games to catch up on. There are some exciting new adventures and titles to look forward to. Well, that's a look at the new premieres from Capcom, but what about esports? Let's close out today's showcase with a few words from 2 of the stars of Capcom Fighters, Rob TV and Vicious. They'll tell us what's been going on with Capcom esports, including updates on the Capcom Pro Tour, Intel World Open, Street Fighter League, and all the other content on Capcom Fighters. Over to you guys.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Capcom esports presentation for E3 2021. My name is Vicious, commentator for the Capcom Pro Tour as well as Street Fighter League, here with competitive Street Fighter V player and host extraordinaire Hollywood, Rob TV. What's going on, Rob?
Oh my goodness, Vicious, host extraordinaire. That just sounds beautiful. It has
I mean, they're
ring
due
it.
to announce
I think that's a perfect word to describe
Street Fighter
what we have for
6
everyone today.
soonish.
Street Fighter 5, Capcom,
I don't know if that's
E3,
here.
It just feels right, and you feel the electricity. in
Were
the
there
air.
like leaks about that?
No, I mean, just time. It's time. They usually do like one a generation. 5 was announced like year 1 of PS4.
Don't fully know
Gotcha.
what competitive
So.
Street Fighter 5 is. The long and the short of it is this.
It's been a long
we
time.
travel all around the world, state to state, country to country, and we try to bring our opponent's life bar from 100 all the way down to 0 and feel pretty goddamn good doing it.
That's right, Rob. If you think you're the best in your region, sign up for Capcom Pro Tour to prove it and become possibly a world champion at Street Fighter V.
The double perfect, the way he looked at the camera like, don't ever expect another man's controller.
So in this year's CPT overall, it's a series of tournaments that have $5,000.
I'd let you inspect the controller, Mike, Kevin.
But that
Deal.
money alone,
Sounds good.
that's
Sounds
not
good.
that's not what's really at stake here. It's about making it to the granddaddy of them all, Capcom Cup.
Item just reset in grand finals of Capcom Cup.
So behind me, you can see in all of its glory, the Capcom Pro Tour 2021 official stage and set. And that's a place that you are very, very familiar with.
That's right. We take all of our events and broadcast it live from this stage, and we check out all of the top competitors from each and every one of these regions. And speaking of, the Capcom Pro Tour has shaped up a lot. 2021, we have 32 events going on in the Capcom Pro Tour, spanning across 19 different territories. So there's so many opportunities for players from around the world.
They said they're gonna end on this.
I guess, yeah, but like I don't know if we're gonna cut back to the room or if this is like
right
a new segment, you know.
Gotcha.
Not only can you catch the Capcom Pro Tour live on the Capcom Fighters channel, you can do so on a plethora of platforms. We have it on Twitch, YouTube,
Capcom
Twitter,
Cup is usually December, right? Because that was always around PSX.
You would need to become a successful Street Fighter V player.
Okay.
Because remember there was that one year they announced Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite at PSX, and they were like, "Hey, tomorrow you're gonna see more at Capcom Cup."
The only like fighting game tournament I really like somewhat look at sometimes is Evo, but
yeah.
I guess now that's what the PlayStation Tournament Cup now, something like that.
Are they renaming it, or is it still like?
Yeah, no. Oh wait, actually, you know what? I don't know. I don't know if like the PlayStation, because I know they announced like a PlayStation tournament. I think that's the rename of Evo. I think. I think. I could be wrong about that. But I'll watch some of that when it's on. But
sure.
Not like really anything else other than like Overwatch League or like COD competitive.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I'm looking at the timeline right now. It seems like people are saying it's over. So this is the end.
Yikes. Well, I mean, confirmation of Village DLC. That's cool.
That's nice. Yeah. Keely tweeted out, "I did try to tell you guys." That's all he said.
Damn. Jeez, my man Keely. Damn.
So, like, I thought that was packaged well, you know. I don't think anything overstayed its welcome. I thought all the games they showed were shown really well and interestingly, so.
Yeah, and like, I'll mainly, toss it to you, like, with the Monster Hunter stuff, like, I assume that interested you as a Monster Hunter fan.
Rise was lighter than I expected for them to be doing anything for, like, a presentation, but, it's still a Nintendo exclusive, so maybe if there's an exciting crossover, they save that for the Direct tomorrow. But
fair point.
To my knowledge, outside of like some of the skins and like outfits they showed in the Rise section, there was nothing new there. To my knowledge, but yeah, I thought the way they showed stories really interesting. I'll try that demo. The Village DLC announcement was
very
funny, but like I'm glad we're getting it,
Yeah, the sheer prospect of it is a positive, but like it kind of felt like when we got Jedi Fallen Order confirmed.
Kinda, yeah.
Like okay, that was kind of just you're saying what we want, but not like the most flashy or like exciting way to say it. You know what I'm saying? So
far, and I can't
hold
wait
on,
to see
we
how
might
this plays out on
get
the
one more thing, maybe. I hope.
Remember to check out
give me a little some, just a little bit.
Mega Man.
Information and to watch the latest matches. So that's a wrap for Capcom at E3 this year. Let's
stop
recapping. Resident Evil Village is back with the latest installment of the survival horror experience.
I feel like I'm about to see a movie right now.
As part of the franchise's 25th anniversary.
Oh, where's Maria Menounos, sweetie?
We showed you behind the scenes of
Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin, and Monster Hunter Rise. And don't forget to go back in time with the
Ace Attorney looks cool too.
Chronicles to tap into the family history of Phoenix Wright and solve new cases.
Miss playing Danganronpa.
Finally, don't miss out on the esports fun. Make sure you catch the latest matches with Capcom Fighters. There really is something for everyone here today. But don't go anywhere yet. Join the conversation on Twitter and make sure you check out the Capcom virtual booth on the E3 portal to watch all these videos again and more. I'm Rachel Querico, aka Seltzer. Thank you for being part of the Capcom experience at E3 this year.
All right. That's cool.
Yeah, it was fine.
That was cool. Yeah, I wouldn't call it horrible, right? It wasn't like a bad conference, and I mean like half an hour,
Yeah, like
didn't really overstay its welcome. You know what I'm saying?
I think
not the most exciting conference, but
sure,
it was
it wasn't offensive. It did not test me. It showed some interesting games in good ways, and I think as a presentation, this was a better presentation than other things we've seen this weekend, like
absolutely.
And even if there wasn't a ton of stuff to come out of it, like I think a lot of these were Switch exclusive titles, right? And tomorrow you could just say, hey, why didn't you just do this at the Nintendo Direct, because I think if you did all of this at the Nintendo Direct tomorrow, you would have had people saying, why we spend so much time on Capcom. So like, I'm glad we got this here. I don't know. I think it was like average, but the presentation was good, so I already think of it more highly than like on a presentation level more than Square, but like there wasn't a high that was as high as Guardians, you know?
Right. So I have Square at a B, Ubisoft at B minus. I was thinking C plus or B. I think I'm gonna go with a C plus. I think C plus. You know, because like I do want to give it credit for, you know, like not overstaying its welcome. I think it has great presentation value. Like I think it was a lot better than like you know, I know Gearbox is like the bottom of the bottom, but like, you know, like way better presentation than that. So yeah, I'm thinking C plus, like just for, you know, not like the craziest announcements, but like really good confirmations. Like I'm interested in the Village DLC, right, for sure. You know, granted we didn't see what it was or get anything like that, but just the prospect of it is really cool that's coming. Those that we're looking out for multiplayer, you know, that's coming to you very shortly next month, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I'm around the C plus.
I was thinking C plus B minus as well. Because yeah, like I said, I love Monster Hunter, and it's cool seeing that again. Ace Attorney, I'm probably gonna maybe check out if it's a reasonable price and length for where I can fit it in, and then yeah, I like I said, presented very well. So I think that goes a long way, especially if there's this entire weekend of very, very long shows. In terms of the ranking, like you said, last place we have Gearbox. Above that, we have Keighley's Summer Game Fest Kickoff. Then Devolver. Above that is Ubisoft Forward. Above that is Square Enix. And above that is Xbox. It's tricky because I would personally put it above Ubisoft in terms of just the presentation being like in and out, really no time wasted. But I still think Devolver's way better, and just the way we have it ranked out, Devolver is low, so...
yeah,
I don't know.
I'm a little biased. I mean, I don't know. I overall liked the Ubisoft comments. I know I'm biased. I tend to, you know, be a bit more positive on Ubisoft games than I feel like the average gamer, like overall.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot they showed Reverse Owen. But hey, you know what? That's good. That's good. It's a game that we don't really need to care about, and they didn't waste our time with it. So, respect.
Very true. They could have done a whole 10-minute, you know, let's show you a match, you know. They could have definitely done that. I mean, at 45 minutes, but, you know.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna chill at C plus.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna chill at C plus, right under Ubisoft. Yeah.
In terms of the rankings, though, like, I don't want to put it above Devolver. I don't know if you would.
Give me a top to bottom real quick.
Top to bottom, okay. Xbox, Square Enix, Ubisoft, Devolver, Summer Game Fest, Gearbox.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Obviously above Gearbox, but
like Summer Game Fest had Elden Ring, which like that was the highlight of that show for me, even though it was kind of long, and that was really the big takeaway from that show.
Yeah.
But again, I wasn't like insulted by Summer Game Fest, you know, and I wasn't here. I just think it was.
Yeah, I mean, Summer Game Fest, I look at very positively. You know,
yeah, me too.
We had Death Stranding. Director's Cut. That's very cool to see. Deviant Games, granted, that was just an announcement. Didn't show anything, but still the prospect of it, for me personally, was super awesome.
Why don't we put it below Summer Game Fest? Are you cool with that?
Yeah. It does seem low as to how I feel about this conference overall.
Yeah.
Just with its times, like I think its pros are presentation, timeliness. You know what I'm saying? But still, like not the most groundbreaking stuff that was announced here. But I still commend them for at least, you know, respecting the overall thing. Coke Media, J-Shock, or Coke, or Koch, or Cock, however you want to say it. Your Coach, yeah, that's a whole different realm. Like it, Yeah, I think objectively that one was worse than even Gearbox. You know, like that one was, dude. Yeah, that was a whole different thing. So, yeah, I guess Gearbox was slightly better than Koch Media for sure, but we didn't react to that. We're just talking about what we react to specifically. But yeah, no, I'm comfortable putting it right under Summer Games Fest in our heads. Maybe we'll put it on the heels of Summer Games Fest, and then we have a long trench, and then Gearbox.
Yeah, I think that's it. I will say though, just to end on a lightly positive note, there was an indie showcase today that had a very cool looking Fire Emblem-esque game. It was called, I wrote it down, hold on, Dark Deity.
Dark Deity,
Looked very cool. So if you need an indie game to throw onto your list, chat, look that one up. Okay. It stood out to me. But yeah, that's man, Monday I was the weekend was too stacked. We should have had one of those things today,
Yeah, I wish we had like Square today. Even though Square wasn't the craziest conference either, but Also, it's still wild to me, Christian, that they put out a demo 24 hours ago and it still is not, just doesn't work. Doesn't work. Just simply does not load.
I mean,
it's wild to me. It's crazy.
Maybe it plays nice, but that, man, I don't know.
I know. Oh, even, yeah. And like, I went back last night and looked at some stuff that we saw during the day. And like, yeah, like that does not look better in hindsight. Does not look better when it's its own separate uploaded resolution and all that. But I at least want to try it.
Yeah.
Hey, it's free, and I at least want to try it. At least. Can't even do that.
Yeah.
Can't even do it. Hate to see it.
Well, tomorrow we will be continuing the E3 coverage. Tomorrow is the earliest showcase so far, I think. Nintendo Direct kicks off at noon, so we will be live probably 15 or honestly, if it's for the Nintendo one, maybe like 20 minutes before the show actually starts. We're gonna be joined by Omar. Gonna have a lot to discuss on that.
Yeah, that's a 8:40. I'll be here with the coffee.
8:40.
I'll be here with the coffee.
So, Nintendo Direct tomorrow morning. There is also extensive Treehouse afterwards, so they usually do like pretty. The major announcements are in like the first 20 minutes of Treehouse, so like we'll probably be talking about whatever they do and just have Treehouse on in the background for a bit tomorrow. And then Bandai Namco, way later in the day at 5 Eastern, so that's around when this started.
Yeah.
So
2 from okay.
Bandai Namco, potentially Elden Ring, potentially My Hero game. Kevin.
Yes, please.
So.
Yes, please. Please. Give me it. Give me it. I'll buy it. Mm-hmm. We could pivot to Razor Kino if look at some.
Is that on right now?
It is. There's this one gentleman just talking, but it looks like they're just gonna be talking about just tech and like GPUs and gaming laptops and all that, which is neat, but there's that.
Yeah. Well,
PC suck. Tax machines, get some drivers.
Kevin, I'm curious from your COD background if you would like to do this. The Halo thing was only 10 minutes. Would you want to watch it and hear your thoughts on it?
I'm down.
Okay,
yeah,
because
a lot of people. I mean, obviously, I know like the Halo multiplayer is legendary, and like it helped pioneer the first-person shooter on the console space for sure. Of course, we had GoldenEye, but like I mean, Halo in the modern sense definitely did a lot for online FPS multiplayer for sure. So,
on March,
and even back when Halo 5 came out, not even being like a super big Halo fan at all, I was watching a lot of Halo 5 like multiplayer matches. Like oddly enough, just watching my favorite COD YouTubers play Halo and everything. Like there's I know it's a good mode for sure.
Yeah, most of my Halo experience is multiplayer in 3 and Reach, and a little bit of 2 from like growing up. But
thank you.
Yeah, I watched it this morning, and I watched it another time on our reaction stream. I think I watched the Kind of Funny one, and kind of looks good. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
So
we'll see. We'll see.
Okay, this is pulled up. I have it good to go at 0 right now. No ads in my way, so if you want to sync up, we'll do it.
I haven't. I'm almost there.
Okay.
I'm synced up.
Okay. Good to go?
Yes, sir.
All right. In 3, 2, 1, start. Oh, that was a loud Xbox.
and this is free to play too, so.
Yeah, dude.
Build that too. Yeah.
Build your gaming PC for Wolfenstein, and you can dive into this for free.
Yeah, definitely.
Just the feeling of like being in a firefight and hearing the
I wonder if I can use the DualSense.
Throwing it down, grabbing it off the ball.
My gunner's upside down and he's like laying in. I see kill assist, kill assist, kill assist.
Any pistol across any of the games.
Bringing down
Whatever
the
gun
resolution a bit for the stream's sake.
allows me to feel the most like John
Oh my
Wick.
god, she looks so tired. Is she okay?
Remember how excited I was with like
she looked exhausted.
Combat with vehicles going all over the place.
Halo means something different for everyone, right? I think that's what makes Halo great.
What is Halo multiplayer? And for me, it boils down to this tight arena-style combat and big team battle, this wide open vehicle infused
He was the developer that
kind of combat.
used to work on Halo and then left and came back,
awesome
right?
legacy or classic
New director.
Halo combat experience and modernizing it in ways that'll feel fresh to old players and really exciting to new players. We're going to give you great ways to customize your Spartan, really make your super soldier your own, and we're kicking off a journey, an experience that's going to evolve month to month, season to season, year after year.
For me, working through this multiplayer of this game, and the toughest challenge I think was really about how do we respect the legacy of what came before us, but still build something that feels new.
We've tried to bring all these elements of legacy and really inject them into Halo Infinite, not just like in a way where you kind of won't notice it, where you feel like, oh, they really designed this to be a celebration of.
I got that.
Oh, you too? Hell yeah.
Support our communities each and every day.
Another ad. I got the double whammy.
Previous Halo.
Oh, I could skip it. I'm at 2 minutes flat right now, so let me know when you're good.
Okay. I'm also at 2 minutes flat.
Okay. Ready?
Yep.
Go.
Well as an iteration of where Halo can go next.
Jack, did you get a chance to watch this yet? I'm curious what you think, because my Halo MP is very limited, but I had a blast with it, and this looks like it's absolutely getting back to those ones that I played. So
every kill you get.
Curious what you think,
Going
Jack.
back to like what is the core foundation of what made the great Halo multiplayer arena matches great.
I knew
Halo, really
if I ever got super into like a Halo multiplayer, I know I would like it because just seemingly it looks like it's a very high time to kill, and I tend to like higher time to kills than lower time to kills in multiplayer shooters. I just feel like it's more fair, and I feel like there's more skill shown when it's higher time to kill than lower.
Is the sandbox.
For sure.
Like the
sure.
sandbox is Halo. When we set out to look at Halo Infinite from a high level and the direction of what it is, there's lots of exciting things there.
I feel like it's smart for them to separate the multiplayer also, just because like if the campaign's okay,
equipment is back, but
and
equipment
this is amazing that like this is all they have to market, you know?
Yeah.
We ask questions to ourselves of if you.
And I feel like that was intentional, honestly, because I feel like. I imagine the like story elements that we saw like last year. I assume they're not like how I put it, like completely overhauled. Right. I'm sure it's improved and it looks a lot better than what it did last year, right?
Yeah.
But I think it was smart for them to like focus on multiplayer this time, especially because it's free to play. More people are gonna experience it. You gotta assume so.
Like the overshield and the active camouflage. For this title, what we're looking at, what we're excited for, is you pick that up and you choose when you activate it. It goes into your inventory. If you haven't used it and someone kills you in multiplayer, you drop that overshield and then they could take it, use it for themselves. That to me is very legacy, but we took the equipment side of it and modernized it. When it comes to the vehicles, we went in and decided to invest a lot in the systems when I take damage.
And this is
from
like
my
another
Warthog,
one here where I
wheels
don't
can get
see
blown
COD
off,
having a good
can get
year.
blown off. There's different aspects.
Other than
vehicles that
Warzone,
change
I don't
how
think
my
so,
vehicle-
man. I really think they're gonna struggle with Battlefield and Halo.
The other thing we added to that is like this doomsday
yeah,
mechanic.
it's-
So when
yeah.
you hit this threshold, the vehicle catches
Chat
fire.
stream should be a bit
and it's
smoother
very
now.
much-
I'm
You've got a
really
certain amount of health
lowered
or a
the,
certain amount of time, and you got to choose what you want to do with the last minutes.
It's weird.
Of this
Maybe it's just YouTube is giving me
got a
problems
cousin
because
to
like
the Warthog, which is the
when
Razor
we've been
back.
reacting on
Back
Twitch, it's
has
fine,
this,
but
like, multi-storage compartment that you can put a lot of stuff into. So if you want to put like detached turrets, power weapons, fusion coils, objectives, and that is what really making the Razorback kick a lot of butt in MP and
I
campaign.
always loved making the Spartan
levels
armor. That was always
define
fun.
Pace for the game.
Yeah, very
how
cool.
Can you
nice
like
it
make?
is, and they
Can you mix the
define
color with it
that
too?
iconic
Oh, yeah,
identity
yeah.
for players as they're entering
shit.
that match. What do they want to do?
okay.
What type of experience are they hoping to have? What kind of combat? What kind of dance floor is there available to have that combat in?
Love a good grappling hook in a shooter also.
Yes, sir. Yes,
For
sir.
me,
Shades of
BTD is
Titanfall.
all about experiencing the full extent of the sandbox of Halo in just one match, right? Like you see the vehicles, the weapons, the equipment.
We really wanted to take that kind of concept, those feels you had.
Yeah,
while
Jack.
playing
I mean,
the-
that could
playing the previous games,
I could definitely
and
see
just
that
turn
happening,
the
100%.
volume up.
Like,
Vehicles are no longer just spawning.
I know people like aren't.
We have
I
Pelicans
don't,
delivering.
at least I hear that the like
Commander
Halo
in
fan base like
here
isn't
telling
that
you
thrilled with like
that
343, but
Pelicans are gonna be
I hear good
dropping
things
off
about Halo
these
5
vehicles.
multiplayer. You know, like
Yeah.
overall, right? Like I
Halo
think that's
2
probably the best,
style Delta
most
Halo
best
mission
looked at
weapon pods
aspect of
fall
that
from the
game,
sky
right?
to
So
resupply the field.
That's where it makes it feel like a real battlefield.
And I haven't
it's
gotten
very
into like a
exciting.
traditional
This is not
multiplayer
just
game
more players. This is
in a
just
long
a
time,
certain
so
beautiful slice
all
of
this stuff looks
sci-fi
really fun.
chaos.
The announcer is your big gameplay moments, your game modes, just like the way it was before.
Got an ad.
same. At least they're in the same spots.
Yeah,
At least they're in
that
the
makes
same
it
spots.
easy. I got another one.
With the beat, the echo of feet, the drum
I can skip
infused
this one
black
though.
music is the
I'm still on my first one.
I'm at 605.
Okay, I'm also at 605. I just got one big one.
Are you ready? Okay, go.
Personal AI is really a reflection and information for the player.
Personal AI. Designation button.
So
Oh,
if
what
a
is
player
this?
grabs the flag, your personal AI is going to tell you to, get
So
that thing back
when
to
you
base
create your
and give
character
you
for
some,
multiplayer, you can like
moment-to-moment
pick
updates.
virtual assistants like
What if
Jarvis
we
or
can let
Friday.
players
Like you
choose
can
their
pick
own
the
AI, and
voice.
each one of those are different
Oh,
voices,
okay, that's
so
neat.
that
Okay.
players can find the one that fits their
That's cool.
personality and their mood the best.
They add the sense of like me.
That's neat.
Yeah.
As a,
So it'll tell you
Spartan
like
being
if there's like
more
ammo
important.
restocks or
And
something, like
for us
Shacks
in
in
multiplayer,
Destiny.
It's really about
you know?
becoming a Spartan.
Yeah,
your
yeah, I see,
Spartan.
I see, I see.
You are you inside of the Halo universe.
The body of customization content that we have on day one ensures that there will be millions of customization combinations for Spartans on the battlefield. That includes things like armor coatings, armor emblems, various armor effects, down to the individual armor pieces. So your shoulders, your gloves, your knee pads, your helmet, your visor, your helmet attachments. Then you look at weapons, and we've got a whole slew of customization offerings there. Vehicles have a,
I like
have
the
a
UI
huge pool
also.
of customizations too.
Right? I was about to
We
say, it
support
looks really
customization
clean.
in the game. Players can do the same thing on HaloWaypoint.com as well as the Halo Waypoint app.
The player also customizes the Spartan, the soldier inside the suit. We want the Spartan to represent the player as much as possible. They can change their body type and their voice, as well as choose prosthetics.
Oh, that's that when you look at. They knew I was gonna watch. Look at that. God damn it, these motherfuckers. God damn it.
And let you express
Having
yourself in
prosthetics
ways
is really cool
you've
though.
never been able to before.
Clean.
So we're coming at this
Clean.
from a player-first mentality. So what that means is that there's no random loot in this. There's no loot boxes. It's
So were you not able to like change the actual
everyone
like
understands exactly how
format and look of the armor itself besides the
we have a
color?
variety of
You
ways.
could. You definitely could.
First off is the battle pass.
I think it's just
The
getting
Halo
more granular
Battle Pass
now. Like
will
the visor
never
and the
be
helmet you
taken
can
away
pick.
from you. What do I mean by
In
that?
addition to the
Once
type
you
of
buy
helmet, I
it's
think.
yours and does not expire.
I see.
In
Also, the
future
battle pass,
seasons,
did you hear that?
You can purchase old battle passes as well as the current battle pass.
Oh.
choose
And they
which
never
battle
expire.
pass to put your progression towards.
All of these rewards are single
Oh.
source, so you're never going to be confused about where things come from.
So
If you
Fortnite,
unlock
let me
something
buy
in
that
the
Marvel Battle
Pass,
Pass
we're
that I
not gonna
missed.
let
Yeah,
players circumvent
yeah,
by
that's
purchasing
yeah.
the storefront.
A lot of our stuff
That's
is
a
unlocked
wow. That's a
through
good move.
playing
I've never
the
thought
game
about
and
that
only
actually.
through playing
Yeah, it
the
makes so
game.
much sense though, right?
All customization
That's
is
such a good
yeah.
just cosmetic.
Every season will have its
Wow,
own
that's
theme
a
and
really good
introduce
idea.
new
That's a really good idea.
components, new looks, new gameplay for players.
Oh, it's all just earns
always
through.
bring players in, right? And they can.
You have to
a new
earn it
update,
through like playing the game.
They'll just dip their
Okay,
toes
cool.
into it
Okay,
if you
okay.
wanna see
Interesting.
it.
Not only
Like, you still gotta buy the
free
pass
play,
if you want it, but
PC as well as console. And what that means is we're able to get the biggest.
Like, you
audience
can't,
we've
like,
ever had.
buy, like, low
Everybody
100
gets to
battle
play
pass.
with no
Right,
barriers.
Right, and just
And
get
even
everything
better,
off the jump
progress
of one.
carries
You
from
just
one
buy
platform
access to the battle
the
pass
next.
and you go.
Getting
Okay,
our game
I
to
see that.
be
Okay, right.
on
okay, I see.
PC and console at the same time is an amazing chance for us to really just kind of excite new players about the game. How can we do things like make cross-play interesting, and like even in just customs, being able to just play with your friends? That like some people have PCs and some people have consoles, and like let them talk to each other, let them be friends.
Did they say cross progression as well?
I think so, yeah.
Or just okay.
I'm pretty sure.
The Academy is a place that you can go with an MP to kind of onboard into the experience. It's great for newer players who are still picking up the controls, and also people who want to warm up before they head into matchmaking. It's a series of experiences, both a tutorial to get started for the first time.
I bet
weapon
I'd
drills
like
to
Halo
practice with
multiplayer,
specific
honestly.
items,
I bet.
and also
It looks like
training
super.
mode that you can
It looks super
use to
satisfying.
just
It's very fun
farm,
from what I
explore
played of
the
it
things
growing
you
up.
want to.
Yeah.
For players who are new to Halo, let's help them learn what this universe is about.
Especially when you get into like
These
the
characters,
Forge and
what
stuff
are
like
they
that.
about?
Like, people make some
And help
crazy
them kind
shit
of
for
know
multiplayer
the
modes. And
vocabulary.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
have been speaking for now almost
Like,
20
I
years,
played
so they come in there, they don't
Halo
feel like
one
they're
time,
behind
like at
everyone
my
else.
cousin's house.
They can kind of
I
come in on
was
an even
like
footing.
years ago. Like
Yeah,
I think
I'm
maybe
super jazzed about
2008,
bots.
2009.
I think they're awesome. Our goal with bots has
But
been to
add-
have a variety of difficulties. that
And it,
kind
I mean,
of
it's built on that
provide a
Bungie
good training
foundation.
partner for
So.
wherever you're at
Yeah,
experience.
yeah. Oh, well, yeah, I love Crucible.
Partnering
Yeah,
with
so I
our
should.
players on the road to launch and after launch is absolutely critical.
I'm at 10:30.
right?
I mean, Halo's always been about the community.
Did you get another ad?
We want to make sure we.
Oh
hear our
yeah,
players,
I thought you
make
got
change-
that too.
Oh, no,
shit.
I'm at 10:50. I'll pause it.
Okay, here, yeah, I'll catch up. Almost there.
All good.
So we got training bots. Okay, cool, cool. We
Jack,
love
I
that.
think you're sniffing correctly.
Oh, I see. Okay, I'm at 45.
Okay, I'm at 53. I'll rewind.
Okay.
The road
49,
to launch and after
50,
launch is
51,
absolutely critical.
52,
We hear our players
53.
Okay,
make
we're good.
changes where we
Synced up.
can based on that feedback. Make sure the game is ready for launch, and then even beyond launch.
What I'm genuinely excited about is taking the game out of our hands and putting it into the community's hands. You know, whether it's seeing what people make in Forge or the content that they're able to create with theater, watching streamers go after the game.
To get involved, you go to
Yeah, man, if this is just
HaloInsider.com,
good, it's gonna
put in
be
your
massive.
info with your gamer tag.
Oh,
and
yeah,
we should be
yeah.
able to reach out to you if we want to invite you to a Halo Infinite flight.
We feel like we've got a pretty good selection at launch and what's going to be there for our fans. And this isn't going to be something that is just a static set of items. We have some new stuff in the works already, and just can't wait to really get into that as soon as this game comes out.
New maps, new modes, new ways to customize your Spartan. Launch is just the beginning. Now we're just going to be able to talk, interact more frequently, and that's just going to be great. That is the future of Halo Infinite multiplayer.
Thank you to the community for all their feedback over the years so far, and I'm looking forward to the road to launch, launch itself, and beyond.
That was good. That was good. That was good.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it. You mentioned it earlier, and I think Jack did too. Like, between COD and Battlefield, like Battlefield is multiplayer only, and it's $70. I completely forgot about that. So like,
Yeah, that's another hill that Battlefield's gonna have to really traverse too. Like, yeah, like are they gonna be able to convince people to pay 70? You know, when you have a Halo coming out, seemingly hopefully November, the month after. At least on specifically like the PC and Xbox side for sure, definitely. Yeah.
So looks cool.
Could be interesting. Could be interesting. But yeah, no, that looked good. That looked good. That looked really, really good. I really, yeah, I like that for sure.
I am a little surprised. If this is only a 12-minute feature, I'm surprised they didn't just have it in the Xbox show though, because I feel like this was a good look at it. Like the trailer at the Xbox show was good and it was exciting, and I know Jack was like really into what they showed there, but this was maybe they thought it would be boring for the midway point, and they didn't want to end with Halo. I guess I don't know.
I guess, yeah. I mean, I'm with you. I think they could have gotten away with showing this at the conference. I guess, yeah, for sure. But like, I guess, yeah, cool. There could have been a pacing issue, I guess, but I didn't. I enjoyed this right here. Like, I wouldn't have mind seeing this yesterday. You know,
for sure.
And that was yesterday. That feels like so long ago already.
I know, dude.
Yeah.
I know.
I take this over the Forza Deep Dive. Yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, I liked what they showed with the Forza too.
I did too. Like the Forza looked really cool, actually. Like I haven't really gotten into, like we were saying on the Xbox stream, I haven't been into a car game since like Burnout Paradise, and that was in like 2012. I don't know, but like, yeah, the Forza thing looked really fun. So. Yeah. But definitely, like, if you were to put it on a paper, you'd be like, hey, would you rather have a multiplayer, deep dive versus Forza? Where, no, definitely. Do we know if is it the multiplayer is on Game Pass or it's just free to play? Period. So,
it's free to play. Period.
Halo Infinite multiplayer is a free to play individual download.
Gotcha. Okay.
And if you have Game Pass, then you can play the campaign.
You get the camp, right?
Yes, and you don't need gold anymore to play multiplayer, free-to-play games. So
yes,
Halo Infinite is you can just buy an S, download Infinite multiplayer, and then never spend another penny, and then you can just play it forever. Well, until servers shut off. But
I think purely off that, I would have shown this over the Forza Deep Dive. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though I liked it, like you said before, but just having that. Little bonus of being free to play. Period. For sure.
I mean, I could see maybe like, hey, we want to make it a bigger deal than getting lost in all the noise of all this Game Pass, because this is a free for everyone thing. So maybe breaking it out that way, and like, also today did not feel like it was an E3 day. So, like, I feel like from what I've seen, this presentation kind of owned the day today. So, that makes sense.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. But yeah, that was cool. I'm glad we watched it.
Yeah. When do we get the COD breakdown? When's that coming?
Oh, they announced that they're gonna do they're gonna do an in-game event in Warzone to roll out.
That's right. Yeah, man, what the fuck?
And that's like, okay, we'll see. But yeah, I'm not. Yeah, oof, man. Like the stupid COD fanboy in me is probably gonna get it, but I mean, who knows? I have never been this unhyped for a COD in my life.
I mean, you're definitely gonna do Battlefield, right? That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm more eager to like see more and play more of Battlefield than COD, and like that's never happened. Like I always check out Battlefield, and like it's always interesting just to see what they do and stuff like that, just as a different shooter and everything. But yeah, I've never been like this unhyped about a new COD release. I'm at least somewhat degree interested in it, where I don't mind seeking more info about it. But yeah, this next one, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Like if they didn't have Warzone, I'd be a little bit worried if I was Activision, personally. But I think Warzone's going to be able to carry them through it,
Yeah, I think you're right. And I know, like you said at the top, I forget when you said this, but talking about how influential Halo was, right? But
yeah.
I know for sure it hasn't been doing that lately. But I think just the very idea of what they're doing for, like, improving the battle pass thing to like get rid of FOMO like that. I mean, I would like to point out that Avengers does something very similar, but I think that's cool for a free to play game for something like this that has seasons. Like Avengers doesn't have seasons; it has its character passes. That's it. But yeah, like Fortnite, copy that. Let me buy that Marvel thing, dude. Come on. Like.
Yeah. I'm just interested, like. If I'm trying to think of like high schoolers like our age, that makes sense. Like high schoolers like today, right? Yes. Like, how do they view Halo? Because it's been kind of dormant for a while. Like, I wonder if that's going to be a problem, or are 343 giving them enough boons of like, hey, free to play. Hey, the battle pass stuff isn't hinged on time. Like you can always go back and if whenever you jump in, you can get this cool season that you missed out on and stuff like that. I wonder if that's going to be enough.
Because
this way those that don't know about it.
That is absolutely a move for adults, right? Like that is a move for the 35-year-old who did Halo LAN parties in college. It's like, oh, I can not miss this because I have a child. That's good,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Honestly, I feel like, like Halo 4 and 5 fell off. Even the people I grew up with that loved Halo. I know Jack was saying earlier that the campaign in 4 was really good, and I trust him. He knows about the series, but
right.
Yeah, dude. I think like early generation. I feel like from everything I see online, high school kids like that made me feel very old.
Yeah. It's like middle schoolers and freshmen today.
Yeah.
Like they're cut from a different gaming cloth. Yeah.
No, but their whole thing is multiplayer. Like that's what they love. They like Roblox, Minecraft. Even like Sea of Thieves is really popular for like younger kids like that too. So like I don't know, man. I think you all made very interesting points about COD and Battlefield this year for how this might blow up, but
yeah. I don't know which. I mean, I think they all like. I think all three of the big shooters have a interesting like hill to climb.
Yeah.
Right. COD just being a World War II shooter that we know right now, and like that's gonna be a hill to climb. Battlefield being that price point, and I don't think it's just that price point, to be honest with you. Like I think everything else that they're doing, I think seems like it's gonna be a good turnout, and the Battlefield fan base is still, I think, more alive than the Halo fan base, right? I don't think that's crazy. Maybe that might be crazy.
I mean, Battlefield 5 was like bad.
Yeah, so. People. Yeah. Okay.
And I think Battlefield, this one feels to me, based off initial reception of somebody who's not invested in the series, either of them, to me, the news around Battlefield rang similar to the news when Black Ops 4 was debuted. Like,
okay,
hey, they're doing some cool, interesting things, but no campaign, full price, So like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I think like strictly like when you look at the multiplayer aspect of Battlefield this year, I think that a lot of people are excited for that. And I don't think you have to go and look in the nooks and cranny of, Reddit or whatever to see that excitement bubble up to the surface, right? With Halo, I think it's a similar situation, right, for sure. Obviously they had last year's whole thing and it being pushed and all that, but like I just hope that 343 is able to, grab the attention of like the mainstream fan base. Like, hey, like look at what we're doing over here, and it's free to play.
Sure.
Similar to what you're used to with the Fortnite, Warzone, etc. Right. So, yeah. I just fear about the overall relevance of Halo from like the ultra casual middle schooler, right? Who maybe there may be kids that their dads played Halo,
exactly,
right? Or like their uncles played Halo, but like, are they going to be into it?
Yeah, that's honestly, I think that might also be a benefit of breaking it out, because like, my whole thing, I meme on it and I kind of amp it up a little bit. Like, I don't care about Master Chief, like he's got a very nice voice and he looks real cool, but like, man, is that a character? The same way like Kratos, is that a character before 2018? Like,
right, okay, I hear you.
So like, I think for younger kids, it's like Spaceman, okay, but like breaking the multiplayer completely away from that, being like, hey, look, you can make your cool space person.
Right.
I think breaking it out was actually maybe a genius play, and that could really, like I said, if the campaign is mid, like. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Multiplayer aspire. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right. And like, you're right. Yeah, that's good. Because it doesn't have to necessarily be hinged on like, I assume the reviews, right, are going to be a little bit more focused on like on the like story, right? And if someone hears that, oh, like the story is bad, they might think like the whole experience is bad.
Yeah, like this
Right.
is probably gonna have. I imagine at least this is probably gonna end up getting reviewed separately. Like.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So,
Absolutely.
Yeah, like a Metascore of like a 78 Halo campaign, but like, hey, that multiplayer's at a 93 right now. It's like, okay, well,
Yeah.
put that on your banners, put that in your tweets. Like, don't even acknowledge the Master Chief campaign. You know, like, I think it was a really smart move, and I thought it
Definitely
showed well. But yeah,
Definitely
just
smart.
Very surprised that they didn't do it yesterday. But,
yeah. Well, no, I liked it.
Yeah. So
good stuff.
Good stuff. Kevin, you'll be here tomorrow with me and Omar for Nintendo, but until then, where do you want to point people?
Due to the comments plays in the source. We'll continue Ratchet and Clank tonight. I'm gonna get up the Black DualSense unboxing if you're interested in looking at that. You know what I'm saying? Spoiler alert, not a lot different. Just a Black DualSense, you know. But if you want to check it out, you can do so on the channel shortly. And definitely check out our interview with David K. Road to Rift Apart. It's up on podcast feeds, up on YouTube as well, up on the playlist as well if you want a quick way to find it there. Very good conversation. Very cool stuff, you know. And I'm just going to put it out there, you know. If there ends up being a Ratchet and Clank collection, it's because of us. It's because of Road to Rift Apart. That's all I'm going to say. Me and Tajay are taking full credit. 100% full credit.
I thankfully I have a PS3 in the house because Omar let me borrow one for Metal Gear, but like I've been wanting to go back to Up Your Arsenal because again that's like in my top 20 and I haven't played it since I owned a PS2. So like, actually no, I played it on the PS3 version, but that was still a long time ago. So like, would be nice if I could at least play with a DualShock 4, but like nope, I gotta go back to those round triggers.
Yeah, no, like a bottom line, those. I mean, David K like had a point. Like he wanted to go through them, but they're just not accessible, right? Like like I used a combination of PS3, PlayStation Now, and the PSN store.
It doesn't have to be this way.
It doesn't have to be like that. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. But like that's how I maneuver around it. But like it doesn't have to be for sure. But yeah, so we talk about like a bunch of other things too about just him, you know, being Clank, of course. Good conversation, good stuff there. Save Stop Podcast this week. We talked a little bit about, you know, Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate, just our impressions on that, and some big PlayStation focused E3 announcements that were scattered throughout everything here. Obviously, PlayStation does not have an E3 presence, but there's some PlayStation stuff that was announced if you had to look through it and stuff like that. So if you want it all condensed, it's on Save Slot this week. And upcoming this week, you know, we got some 5x7 PS4, PS5 comparisons I want to do as well, different stuff like that. I might have to talk about this Yuffie DLC in a separate video, just the ramifications of that. Because Jesus Christ. Gamescast this week, sure, we'll talk about recap of E3 and Twitter at PSourceVids, at the KDAs with 123, all that good stuff.
Very nice. My at and everything is Chun2D2 here, youtube.com/joyclicks. We have the new episode of Long Play Club going up as probably within 10 minutes of this ending. We are talking about Ground Zeroes today. Look forward to that. Tomorrow, like I said, tomorrow morning, the stream schedule time will be up later tonight if you want to set a reminder for Nintendo. But that will be me, Kevin, and Omar in the morning. At JoyClicks on Twitter for links to be on top of it, super on top of it if you want to see when and why we're going live. And yeah, patreon.com/joyclicks if you want to support the channel. $1, $2, $5 tiers. $5 tier is producer credit on our podcasts. And yeah, one more day at E3. It was a light one, but it's nice that it's back at least. So
yes, sir.
Yeah, that's going to do it for us. Shout out to everybody who came by tonight. Jay Shoko, Owen, Jack, Samurai as well, Freezy, everybody who popped in. Appreciate it. So we'll be back for tomorrow.